Hi, my name is Charissa and I'm a film student at Freestyle. I realize that I love many of my favorite movies because of their memorable lines. I'll either find myself cringing at the ridiculous things the characters are saying or writing down their fantastic lines in awe. I wanted to learn the elements that separate a good and a bad script, so I chose to research and write my own dialogue. I've always had an interest in writing, but never experimented with screenwriting. I chose this topic because I wanted to improve my storytelling skills, which will hopefully prepare me to some extent for the senior narrative next year. Just like any other art, good dialogue is subjective. However, there are a few basic rules screenwriters tend to follow. During my research process, I discovered that a good script isn't just a natural conversation. Realistically, we're not always the best at communicating our main ideas. We tend to get lost in tangents and distractions. It's more the job of the actors to make the lines appear naturally. Screenwriters should focus on creating lines that are dense with content without blatantly stating the conflicts and intentions. Good dialogue will add depth to the characters through subtext. It should be paced well and have a good rhythm to it. For example, punchy lines that bounce back and forth between characters is entertaining and keeps the audience engaged. To demonstrate mastery of this skill, I wrote a 3-page scene following the basic rules of good dialogue. I began brainstorming ideas for the characters and conflicts. After I decided on a basic plotline, I created a setting and developed a backstory for my characters. I kept getting rid of lines and adding actions to keep it dense. I found myself gravitating toward cliché lines that have been used in many movies, but I caught them during my editing process. I found it difficult to distinguish between a cheesy, exaggerated line and a dramatic one. I had some of my peers read my script so I could get another perspective and revise my writing. I'm glad I chose this topic because I feel like I've come to understand the common mistakes made while writing dialogue and how to avoid them. I plan to remember this insight the next time I'm creating a story. Always remember, show and don't tell. Thank you so much for listening.